Hi, this is Krista with Growing Older and Wiser, where I give you ideas and suggestions for how you can use your age, use your growing older to actually gain wisdom. Today I have a question for you because this is something that I've noticed a lot, not only in my life, but certainly in the lives of many older adults who I have known over the years. And my question to you is this: how do you handle criticism? It seems that the older we get, the more people in our lives feel that it's okay for them to criticize us. I don't know why they do it. And maybe it's a reverse kind of thing where they start looking on us as more children than an adult. I don't know. But it happens. And I've seen it happen in many people's lives. Makes people angry, makes them upset. And so what I'd like to share with you today are just some things that I have observed that really seem to help with criticism. So when someone criticizes you, the first thing to do is really listen to them and be sure that you understand what the criticism is. One of the first things most of us do when someone criticizes us is we go into protection mode. We go into denial mode. It's like, whatever they're saying is not true. I know it's not true. That's not me. Well, really listen to them. And if you don't know 100% what they're saying, get them to repeat it. Say, wait, I hear you saying that you think I'm blah, blah, blah. Is that what you're saying? Or can you repeat that? I want to get really clear on what your criticism of me is. And do use the word criticism because it's not uncommon for them to think that they're not criticizing you. It's not uncommon for them to think that they're helping you by bringing something to your attention. By using the word criticism, it helps them understand that what they're saying really is a judgment of you and it doesn't feel very good. And it is a criticism. So number one, be sure that you understand what they're saying, what their criticism is, and repeat it back to them so you are very clear and get them to agree. Number two, take whatever that criticism is, tell them, okay, let me consider this and I'll get back with you. Don't just sit there and accept it. It may or may not be valid. And in the heat of the moment when someone is criticizing you, you might feel very defensive and either take it on or refuse it, whatever. So say to them, thank you for repeating that. Thank you for making sure I'm clear on it. Now I need to think about that. So let me think about it and I'll get back to you. Then do that. Go away by yourself and really think about what they said and see if it's valid. Is there any validity to the criticism? And if there is there anything that you feel you need to do about it? Do you feel you need to take it on? Or is it, yeah, their criticism is right, but I don't care. I'm not going to do anything about it. But think about it. See if it's valid or not. If it's not valid, let it go. The third one is if it is valid, seek solutions. Perhaps whatever the criticism is really helpful to you. And perhaps it's something that if you do address whatever the issue is, your life is actually going to be better. So put your pride away, put it in your pocket for another day, and say, okay, well, I don't like what they said, but I have looked at this and gosh darn it, they're right. I am blank, or I do blank. And now I don't want to keep doing it, or I want to do something different. Whatever it is, seek a solution. Go on the internet, Google it, ask friends. If you have a group that you hang out with, tell them somebody's criticized me for blah, blah, blah. What's the solution? And they're right. I do talk too much, or I don't really pay attention, or, I am still driving when I really shouldn't. Whatever it is, ask your friends, people that you can confide in and say, what's the solution to this? And gather as much information as you can for solutions. And then do something about it. If the criticism isn't valid, if in step 2, you decided it wasn't valid, you can, if you want to, this depends on the situation, let them know, yeah, I did think about it and it's not valid. I don't see that I'm doing what you say I'm doing, and or I don't see it as an issue. At that point, you can have a further discussion with them or just tell them, I'm not going to deal with this any further. You're not right. That's not an issue for me. And, let's revisit it in the future. For now, I'm not going to do anything. So number 1, be clear on whatever the criticism is. Number 2, consider, is it valid or not? If it is valid, seek solutions. If it's not valid, Thank them, let it go. Allow yourself to move on from this. Too often, when we're criticized, we get hung up on it and we take it inside ourselves, judge ourselves, or judge the other person for having the audacity to say that to us, when all that really needs to happen is a very willing consideration of what the information is, because that's all it is information for you. It's information for you to consider, to act on or not act on. That is your choice, your decision, but only after you've given it a fair amount of thought. So there you have it. That's how I think handling criticism. I've seen it work for other people. It works for me. And one of the biggest things is at the end, let it go. If you do something, fine, let it go. If you don't, let it go. Do not hang on to criticisms. Do not allow yourself to let somebody else's viewpoint of you ruin your self-image, ruin your life, ruin your day. Let it go. Whichever way you go with it, then ultimately let it go. Have a good week, and if you get any criticism, give this a try. See you next time.